I hate to admit that I think about it all the time. It's distracting, you know? Well, this isn't up for debate. It's not a matter of presence or why don't you try this. I live my life under my rules because if I don't, I know what will happen. But I'm not doing it for fun or because I'm trying to make a statement. I do it because I have to. If my dad had it his way, I'd just drop everything and be whatever, normal. But there's nothing normal about living like this. I mean, he does. I mean, he's not healthy. I wouldn't last a week. I've been doing things my way for so long, I think my body would just reject any changes and self-destruct. All those germs, all that filth. I'd be writing from the inside. If you think that's crazy, then you're just ignorant, misinformed. Do you have any idea the amount of germs and viruses that are all around you? They're everywhere. You can't see them, but they're there. They're like an invisible cloud we're just walking through all the time. And they're alive. Scratching and biting and pooping and clawing. Yeah, pooping. On us, on everything. They're trying to get inside of you. Doesn't that make you want to just, yeah. And if they get in, that's it. Game over. I know it. For me, at least. Maybe some people are accustomed to that level of nastiness. But for me, I just can't imagine my system being able to handle it. I hate to admit that I think about it all the time. It's distracting, you know? Just out of nowhere, I think about like an apple, you know, how they get mushy and spots and brown and squishy. I can't handle that. Anxiety. I mean, if I eat something that isn't super fresh, I feel like the bacteria in my stomach are trying to claw their way out. It's not just internal stuff either. If I have to pick up a trash can to dump it, I always feel like it's gonna slip and my wrist is just gonna snap. But it's really the germs that get to me. I mean, they're everywhere. So it's constant. All day, every second. I'm just thinking, like what's that? Where's it been? Who's touched it? When's the last time it's been disinfected? I've been told to just ignore it. Like that's an option. I tried, but it's not like being afraid of, I don't know, alligators. I've never seen an alligator outside of a zoo, but germs are everywhere. I've been told to think about baseball instead. The game that's played in the dirt with 50,000 fans sitting shoulder to shoulder to each other, eating with their hands and spitting sunflower seeds everywhere. Oh, it's disgusting. I don't ever feel comfortable, but at least when I'm cleaning, I don't feel like I'm under attack. Like there's a temporary bubble just surrounding the area I'm scrubbing. And the moment I move on to another area, I can almost see the bacteria filling the void I just left. But for a moment, that 1 square inch it's safe. If I don't clean, well, you can't imagine the level of anxiety I get. The thoughts about the filth and wretchedness becomes overwhelming. Last week, I was exhausted, just aching for sleep after a marathon cleaning binge. But right as I'm about to fall asleep, I start thinking about the space behind the refrigerator. Now, mind you, I'd already cleaned that space, and it was a real pain to move the fridge, but I got it out just enough to get it. Right? But it's dark. It's dark back there, and maybe I didn't quite reach some corners, so I realized I was really gonna have to move it, get the whole fridge out of the way, like unplug it and everything. So that's what I did. 2:45 in the morning. The whole process has evolved over time. It's become pretty complex, but it's manageable. I think it all comes from logical thinking. Like, what's the point of cleaning the floor if you're wearing dirty sneakers? Things like that, but a little more extreme. Basically, I start in the bedroom, move everything out. That's now the clean room. I can move stuff in there while I'm cleaning the rest of the rooms, but I have to wash it all before it goes back in there. And then again before I replace it. It's not a big deal. But I do wind up scrubbing my bed frame 4 or 5 times. It's just the way it works out. It's not that weird. You just find ways to do things that work for you. Like, I probably throw away food before I should, even things that don't go bad. If it's been in the house too long, I feel like it's just gross. That's not odd, is it? Oh, yeah. I do shield my food when I'm eating. You got to make sure nothing falls on the plate. That stuff's going right into your mouth hole. It doesn't even have to burrow its way in, so you better be careful. It's not easy, but it's necessary. All of it. Look, if I thought for a second I could get by without it, I'd do it. But for me, this is life or death. So when people say, oh, I need to seek professional help, I tell them I'm not the crazy one. You have the same information I do. How can you know about germs and still think I'm being weird? I get asked sometimes about hurting myself, or like those people that feel insects like crawling on their skin, so they rip it off or something, like, that's terrifying. Definitely not me. No hallucinations or seeing stuff. That's not there. The scary things are there, but I can't see them. I scrub a bit too much sometimes, but it's important that I maintain the integrity of my skin. It's my shield. As for, like purposely hurting myself or even like taking drugs or substances, it's not a chance. That's the opposite of what I'm trying to do. I'm all about self-preservation. I just want to be safe.